Are you ready to discover the chilling fate of Mia's last delivery? Brace yourself, for this is not just a tale of a simple pizza delivery gone wrong, but a journey into the unknown, where every shadow hides a secret and every whisper carries a warning. Mia worked the late shift at a local pizza joint. She was used to the quiet of the night, the hum of the ovens and the occasional odd customer. But this night was different. The air felt heavier and an uneasy feeling settled in her stomach as the clock ticked closer to midnight. The last delivery of the night was to a peculiar address on the outskirts of town. It was a place she had never been to before, and the directions seemed almost intentionally vague. As she drove, the streetlights became fewer and farther between, until she was enveloped in darkness, save for the dim glow of her car's headlights. Finally, she arrived at the address, a house she had never seen before. It stood alone, shrouded in shadows, with an air of abandonment that sent a shiver down her spine. Hesitating, she saw the crumbling, ivy-covered structure, its windows dark and lifeless. The house seemed to whisper secrets of its own, secrets that were better left undiscovered. Knocking on the door, she called out, "Pizza delivery!" Her voice echoed in the stillness, swallowed by the night. No response. She knocked again, louder this time, but still there was only silence. Just as she turned to leave, the door creaked open, revealing a dim hallway stretching into darkness. The air that escaped was cold and musty, carrying with it the scent of decay. A faint voice, almost like a child's, whispered, "Bring it in." The voice was soft, yet it sent a chill down her spine, as if it carried with it the weight of countless untold horrors. Against her better judgment, Mia stepped inside. Each step she took seemed to echo louder than the last, the sound bouncing off the walls and disappearing into the darkness. The air was icy and the walls were lined with old photographs. The faces in the photos seemed to watch her, their expressions frozen in time. In each, people posed happily until she realized their eyes were scratched out. The sight was unnerving, as if someone had deliberately erased their souls. "Set it on the table," the voice urged, now echoing from deeper inside. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, making it impossible to pinpoint its source. She spotted a table in the center of the room, an unlit candle the only decoration. The table looked ancient, its surface worn and scarred by time. Placing the pizza down, she turned to leave, but the door slammed shut behind her. The sound was deafening, and the sudden darkness that followed was absolute. The whispers grew louder, surrounding her. They seemed to come from the walls, the floor, the very air around her, each one more insistent than the last. She spun around, and the photos now showed her, standing in the room looking terrified. Her own face stared back at her, eyes wide with fear, as if the house had captured her very essence. The last thing Mia saw was the flickering candlelight, casting shadows that did not match her own. The shadows seemed to move with a life of their own, twisting and contorting into shapes that defied explanation. The pizza place never heard from her again. Her car was found abandoned, the pizza still warm inside, but Mia was gone, leaving behind only questions and a lingering sense of dread. And so the legend of Mia's last delivery lives on, a cautionary tale for those who dare to venture into the unknown.